All praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to Apostle and Elders in New York, GMS. And salutation to Yakwan World Teaching Truth. And Shalom to you, serious Aquaf. My name is Maya Ka'ala Bangad, which is Chicago branch of Great Millstone. Like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. All right, black is a color, not a nationality. Fonts on this website is black. All right, nobody's walking around the world with black skin or white skin. All right, got two group of people. You got people with melanated skin. You got people with non-melanated skin. They flesh and blood show through their skin, get off a red color. They're named One in English, Edom. All right. Other melanated peoples, there's like so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. All right, they have various shades of brown skin. You had the rest of the human nation that had various shades of brown skin. All right, we're not affiliated with any terrorist groups. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. And right here, go to the article right here. All right, and the elders and the elders before them been teaching this for over 30-some years. All right, that the people that are ruling during the Dark Ages were so-called Negro people. All right, which are Israelites. All right. And you can see right here, the paint, this is the Guardian website, theguardian.com. Paint reveal hidden history of Africans. And you can see they throw that African word in there just to have the truth that these were Israelites. All right. All right. And this is the history that Vocab alone won't go into, Sister Cherry won't go into. All right, James White. Right, I think Garfield. Now Garfield start talking about you gonna try to debunk the Black Irish, but you can't. I'll triple dare you, man. I'll destroy you in the history, man. All right, so many historical accounts, so many documents to support that the so-called Negroes ruled England. They was the original British, Irish, Welsh, and Scots. And before that, Japhet and other dark-skinned people was one all throughout Europe before they got pushed out into the Polynesian islands today. They know as Hawaiians, the Samoans, the Fijians, etc. All right, but they not gonna go into history of that. All right, because it proves that the ones that people look down upon, the so-called Negroes, Latino American, they look down as trash, are a royal people and are the chosen people of God, the one everybody ever called God. His name is Yahweh, and the one everybody ever called Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh mean he is. Yahweh Shai mean he is deliverer. All right, he is savior. Okay, and he's a so-called Negro himself with a lot of these paintings have, man, which I'm gonna show you later. All right, and there was Uriah, brother co-captain him, they co-captain Malcolm and Uriah, they co-captain Jim in Chicago. Uriah is the one, the brother with the I'm gonna get. I hope I get this right. Golden honey brown skin. It's an inside joke, man. All right, and he said himself, man, that it wasn't no triangular slave trade. It was a circle trade. They snatched our people, the Israelites, from where? Africa, Europe, Asia. All right, some Polynesia, and some that was already in America, which is the Northern Kingdom, man. All right, and from Europe was the original Irish, British, Welsh, and Scottish slaves. Were as in Ireland they say, well, a wee bit dark, which means melanated people, man. Even the ones that wasn't dark, they was seeds of the original the Israelite so-called Moors that were born British, Ireland, Wales, and Scott. Okay, All right. What it says right here, it says Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He cut the face of the just, or if not, where and who is he? All right. And that's why you have paintings of Caesar Borgia. I'm gonna bring it up quick, All right. You just type in Jesus. Jeebus. All right. And this guy pops up. All right. All right. The earth is getting to the hand of the wicked. The wicked is Esau, the so-called white man. All right. But then now the internet not working. Like these demons. Oh boy. All right. But you seen the pale guy in there. All right. So, but y'all was doing something else. Some other foolishness will come up on there. All right, so they ain't gonna give it to me this time. All right, it's okay, man. All right, it says right here, Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. And the wicked is Esau, so-called white man. He covered the face of the judge, or if not, where and who is he? He covered the face of the judge. He painted the icon set to him various Yahushua, I want to even call Jesus, the prophets, the kings, King Richard Lionheart, Hearing the Eighth, all those faces was just like man. He painted them as non-melanated people, which is totally they was a melanated people. They wasn't Salak. They wasn't a non-melanated people. These men had melanin skin, brown skin. So I got a little bit tongue-tied. All right. These were so-called Negro men, but Esau liked to paint them as non-melanated, or basically Caucasian, all right, people, or red people, all right, and that's the lie they like to pump up. They gas themselves up. That Richard the Lionheart. The Beethoven had nothing to do with Beethoven, a so-called Negro too. There's like, all right, Beethoven, Amadeus, Mozart, King James, Queen Elizabeth, all those people were so-called Negroes, man. Those are Israelites ruling that land, man. All right, and that's the last like to say they're connected, because those people that run the dark age, they connected to what the Israelites that the Bible speaks. So the word Anglo-Saxon means angelic sons of Isaac, which I descend from, man. Myself. So even though I'm a Gadite, I was a Gadite living among who? Judah. All right, the original Anglo-Saxon, the original English. English means what? Angelic man. All right. Here they call us what? Moors. All right, with more associated with melanated skin. All right, it's not a nationality, man. You're not gonna find and you going to Hebrew Bible, you're not gonna find more Yasha'al. You're gonna find what? Yasha'al mean Hebrew some power with people in his watered down language. English would say Israel. All right, it's gonna say Yasha'al, he Prince of Power. It's gonna say Ban Yasha'al means son Israel. All right, you're not gonna find more. All right, you look on the Moabite stone, you're not gonna find more Moab. Moab don't mean more in Hebrew, man. Sorry to break it down to you. You read the original tongues, not gonna say more. All right. Even though that Misha's still a stone, man. About King Misha, King Amri of I believe the Northern King. All right, they had that war which Moab lied. They said Kamash, that God gave them victory, all that. Well, that's cool though, maybe they should lie against us, man. But anyway, all right, but on that Misha Stellstone, it says Yasha'Allah Israel, right? Now it also said Moab, or Mawab, I believe I said in ancient Hebrew. All right. Let me see. All right. It's all for a moment. It's Mawa Abba Mawa Mawa Ba. All right, that's like I said Moab ancient with Mawa Ba. All right, so ain't no more in there, man. All right, so all right, but back to this. All right, it says six paintings that tell fascinating, widely known story of people from African diaspora in English history. There's like our history. I said, including the Roman emperor who strengthens Hadrian's Wall and Queen Victoria Gado. Queen Victoria, she was an Israelite herself, man. Right, she was a speckled bird. She was the last legit Israelite that sat on that throne. She married an Edomite, which she shouldn't. Right, and that cut off the Israelite line. All right. Anyway, it says that lady you see on the Bombay bottle. All right, that's Queen Victoria. That's our people, man. Even though she don't look like it. All right, the forefather had pop Edomite women, but but anyway, it said have been unveiled by English heritage, and then the present royal family, they had nothing to do with the original English or British that ruled that they had nothing to do with it, man. Those imposters, man. All right, all right. Is just so people know that now you have some people in Britain who basically bleach out Israelites, and then you had you have not the terrorists, but you had the imposters who like go around and say they British. All right, and but they're not. All right, all right. And so just like on the land of or in the state of Israel, you had what the 48ers saying they're the children of Israel, but just same thing in England. You got some you got nickname the what we gonna call the so-called Briters, so-called Brits. All right, the wannabe Brits. All right, who saying they're British? They're not, man. They're Edomites, imposters, man. Then you have the real Brits that live among them, whether it be bleached or whether it be still melanated. All right. All right, so we gotta push that out, man. Same thing going with Ireland, Wales, and Scots, man. It said the Heritage Body commissioned 6 artists to paint portraits put on display at forts, abbeys, historic houses, barracks where they have associated. The project was bringing their stories for life. What the audience said, Anna Eves in chair critic, all right. African figures from the past that play significant roles in some historical sites not care, but many stories are not. Right, it's not known because they don't teach this in school, because this is so-called Negro Latino American history. True history. The subject includes Satirians and various, who was born and lived this mad at present-day city of Alchemos in Libya. He traveled to Britain in AD 200, ordered the strengthening of Hadrian walls and reoccupation after wall across what is now Scotland with a view to expanding his empire. All right. And has been painted by Alina Owoche Garcia, who said she was drawn to Satirian Red because of multiple heritage and background. In her case, Nigerian, Spanish. So I guess her father, so-called Nigerian, was Nigerians are Israelites. That's her right there. And show you are the seed of your father. All right. That's what I'm guessing. They put Nigerian first. All right. And then her father. All right. So her father is so-called Nigerian. She's the Israelite. See, you can't go by looks and stuff. All right. Now, if somebody she walked down the street, all right, if I don't pay much attention to her, I thought she was a so-called white woman. All right, I thought she was a Edomite woman, but she's Jake. Can't judge by skin color. Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. All right, show you that what? You are the seed of your father. All right, what was Jacob? He's the progenitor of the nation of Israel. All right. Okay, and this was they gonna talk about, because September various go to Revelation 20. Yes, I'll tell you Revelation 20, it said, I saw the angels Yahweh had come down from heaven, having key of the bottomless pit is Europe, a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, was Esau, that old serpent, which is the devil, Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. All right, so he ruled approximately 1,000, a little bit over 1,000 years, right, within the 1,000 year range of Europe, and cast him in bonds, shut him up, and set a seal upon that he should deceive the nations no more till 1,000 years shall be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed. So we'll see that happened in 1492 when the Moors, Morano Moors and Jews was brought down. All right. Also, the Gypsies was our Israelites. So the Moors, Jews, and Gypsies, and you had the Berber, all Israelites that were being shipped over here to Americas, man. After Spain and Portugal been taken over, right? Then you had Jake from West Africa, right? Then you had what? The original British, Irish, etc. been sent over here, man. All right, during the 17th century, right? But for the 15th century, it was the Moors, the Jews, the Gypsies, and the Berbers, all Israelites, man. Berbers, no more Israelites living among the Berbers people in North Africa, all right? Just like you had Israelites here in America, they were known as what? Americans, right? So that's what's going on. That's the history of Nonaville, right? When you want to destroy somebody like Vocab alone or Garfield, all that, bring out the history of the 1492, the Moors, in this history, man. All right, there's so much artifacts. There's too many historical documents. There's too many statues, too many coins. It's just too much, man. And you just can't deny the truth. All right. So I'm not gonna teach you this, man, because he wants you to think you're a bunch of monkeys swinging from trees and stuff. They like to say, "Oh yeah, we saved you from eating each other in Africa." That's a damn lie. All right, because we stopped them from eating each other up in those caves up in Europe. All right, which they're not gonna treat like us, like Brother Malcolm said. In order to teach a lie, you must know the truth. All right. You can see right here, right? Let's go type in King James was black. It's not black, I mean melanated, dark brown. All right, you see Charles. All right, this is stuff they don't teach you in school, man. All right, all right. They see people like Vocab alone, Lauren Chin. All right. What's her name? Sister what was it? Cherry Love, James White, the Dagger Squad, all right, Unc, Garfield. They're not gonna go into history like this, man, because it'll destroy them. Reggie, all of them, they're not gonna Sonel, they not gonna go in history like that. Even though Sonel, he coming around from the Israelite, he's coming around, but he's still kind of drunk on that Kemet juice, man. But all right, they're not gonna tell you. They're not gonna go into the history of the Dark Age. They're not gonna go into the history of the various tribes and kingdom West Africa had Hebrew practice. They're gonna go into the history of the indigenous people of America, the majority of the Northern Kingdom, which did Hebrew customs, where you got Hebrew artifacts all over the Americas and stuff. All right. They're not gonna tell you things like that. Why it can keep you up in the dark, man. All right. It destroys their false doctrine. Right? Like to say our doctrine, no, their doctrine is false, man. Because articles like this coming out, proving that we was telling the truth all along. All right. This right here, Psalms 58 and 3. And Esau not gonna tell you this truth, man. Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are strange from the womb. Soon as they be born, uh, the wicked are strange from the womb. My Bible is old. Right, soon as they Psalms 58:3. The wicked are strange from the womb. They go straight. They damn. Let me get. You go ahead and get it in. Let me say. Hold on. Psalms 58:3. Stand butchering. All right. Let's see. All right. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are strange from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And thus will Esau like to perpetrate lies. All throughout the TV show in the early, the amazing stories and stuff. You see the intro clip. You see Beethoven, the kings of Europe, and all this stuff. They show them as so-called white people. You can see they portray the Hamite, so-called Egyptians, as so-called white people. And then throughout the show, the amazing stories. It's always they had Jake. This in the '80s stuff. They always show Jake as the purse snatcher or the stick up kid or the bank robbers and stuff like that, man. All right. And they, slander our people, man. They like think we were a bunch of wild animals. We wasn't, man. All right, we're royal people. We're Yasha. We're Yahweh's peculiar people. That's above all nations. That's in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, and Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2. All right. Anyway, As a matter of fact, it's a comedy skit on YouTube. It's a British comedy skit, and on there they saying that the original British were a melanated people, dark-skinned people. All right, getting pin interest since they're in there working. All right. Let's see. See if I get more pieces. Let's see, black. Jesus. All right. All right. So that Oracle crew that we've been teaching the truth all along, all the time. Well, if we're all alone, everybody against us, man. So we are alone. We not of this world. All right. All right, just like Yahushua said, man, we not of this world, man. All right, and this is stuff they hide from you, man. All right, that deceiver vocab alone like to say, oh, they got something doing being Catholic and being Protestant. No, it don't, man. Esau destroying the images, man. All right, he was destroying the images. All right. When he was let loose after 1,000 years of Jake leadership, man. That's what we call the Renaissance mean. Renaissance mean to renew. They break the images and bleach them out, paint them as so-called white people. All right. We ruined Russia. We ruined England. We ruined Scotland. Matter of fact, Russia called Prussia. All right. Original Russian were Israelites, melanated men. All right. That Tsar, that guy was of Israelite descent. They had to get rid of him, man. He was a threat. All right, let me play this The Elder. All right, which I am part of GMS, so it's our film property, so all right. So I gotta read.
Because we're Israelites, because he had Hebrew interpreters with him when he came over. Now that's another story. Now getting back to the Vikings, or getting back to the early Swedes, back to this art.
Yeah, and you got a lot of Edomites. They got a problem with this, man, because it's basically showing that the so-called Negro Latino Native American, the ones they look down, is a bunch of monkeys and yard apes and jigaboos and pygmies, Indians, savages. All right, and etc. All right, that they are rural people. They not who they Edomite forefathers portray them as. All right, and the truth is they're a bunch of nothing, bunch of low lies, man. All right, it's a bunch of culture vultures, man. All right, let me go back and play this video. All right, the elders. All right, which I have to. I don't have to read no section. Want to say copyright because it's all property, GMS. All right. But anyway, all right, here, go right here.
Cool. It says the first Swedes were dark-skinned hunters and collectors who moved to Scandinavia from the south at the end of the Ice Age. There they were quickly joined by another immigration wave, this time from the east, resulting in Stone Age Europe's most diverse population. A new documentary by the Sweden's national SVT broadcaster has claimed the first Swedes. A new documentary by the SVT national broadcaster has been met with critical reaction and backlash ahead of its airing. It hasn't even been aired yet. Now, I'm going to read here what a professor named Matthias Jacobson, a professor of genetics in Uppsala University and a researcher of the Atlas Project. This is what he says, which aims, the research he does maps the human genome. His research is on mapping the human genome. Now, what he says is this. He maps the genome of Sweden's early population. He stressed that unlike present-day Swedes, their ancestors had dark skin as a legacy of their African origin. Now, they always throw the word African in there, but the origin of these early Swedes was, guess what? Israelites. They weren't Africans, they were Israelites. Their look was quite similar to the people that at that time lived in today's Luxembourg and Spain and Germany. Now, he's going back into history. He's talking about the early Swedes look like the same people that were in Luxembourg, in Spain, and Germany back at that time. He's not talking about in this time, modern day. He's talking about back at that time. Those early Swedes look like the same people that was in Luxembourg, Spain, and Germany. Their look would be quite unusual today. Blue eyes with dark skin. Okay? Now, that's what the professor said, that the early Swedes would look like. I'm going to read the quote again. That would look like the people at that time that lived in Luxembourg, Spain, and Germany. Now, the people who lived in Luxembourg, Spain, and Germany back at those times, what did they look like? Now, some of you might say, oh, you black guys are crazy, especially those of you that's into the so-called whack conscious community, as we call it. Now you're going to say the Vikings is black now. First.
All right, so the other had cute point. Or they say, oh, y'all crazy, but look what they come out. Well, he saw Psalm 64:8. His tongues shall fall upon themselves. Their tongues shall fall upon themselves, man. They're admitting, all right, that these people are, they halfway admit, but because they call them Africans, but they're admitting that these were melanated people, all right, Israelites that was ruined Europe, all right. All right. So let's go back to this.
You're saying the Europeans is black because to you anything from Europe is white, which is a goddamn lie. But now I got some other irrefutable evidence. Benjamin Franklin, who was an inventor, he's the man that's on the $100 bill, right? We call them Franklins, right? Now, let me pull that up. It's hard to try to put out information and just make it like 5 minutes. It's really hard to do that. But I'm just going to get to the point in this article. The name of Ben Franklin's article is called Observations Concerning the Increase of Mankind in 1751, is when he wrote this essay. Okay? And it's called Observations Concerning the Increase of Mankind, 1751. Let me go to the bottom. Now, remember what we just read in that article about the early Swedes being black, and that the professor said that the people in Luxembourg, Spain, and Germany at that time looked the same as the Swedes that were in Sweden at that time, the early Swedes. Now, Benjamin Franklin says this. Paragraph, the very last paragraph, he says here, which leads me, as a matter of fact, let me start up a little bit above. He says here, and since detachments of English from Britain sent to America will have their places at home so soon supplied and increased so largely here, why should the Palatine Boers be suffered to swarm into our settlements, and by herding together establish their language and manners to the exclusion of ours? He's like, why should we let people from other countries come here and settle, and then they're going to establish their manners and their language instead of ours? Now he goes on to say, why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead? Notice he said to Germanize us, the English. He's talking about Germans at the time in 1751. Now, watch what he goes on to say. He says here that Germanize us instead of our Anglifying them, because they try to claim that they're the Anglo-Saxons, but the original Anglo-Saxons, the word Anglo-Saxon means angelic sons of Isaac. The angelic sons of Isaac are the Israelites, not you so-called white people, okay? Now let me read on. It says, and will never adopt our language or customs any more than they can acquire our complexion. So wait a minute. If these people in Germany were supposed to be white people, like a lot of you stupid ass niggas out there that claim to be conscious or woken up, right? You think everybody in Europe is white. Benjamin Franklin said that these people would Germanize us like we're Americanized right now. We're American citizens, so we're Americanized. We speak the English language. We into the football game, the basketball game, boxing. All right. So Ben Franklin said, why should we let these aliens, in other words, foreigners from Germany, come in here and Germanize us? They will not accept our language no more than they will be able to accept our skin color, which Benjamin Franklin's a so-called white man. So the people in Germany were what? Black. Now let me read on. He says here, because it's going to tie into the article I read about the early Swedes. Now, so I got to blow this up a little bit. Let me try to turn this around so I can get it a little bit bigger, man, because it's getting a little darker out here. Here we go. It says, which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionately very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Now, the word tawny means like a yellowish brown, a reddish brown, which would be like what you white people call copper tone. Because you white people that go to these salons, you get a tan and you look like more orangish brown than anything else. So that's a copper tone right there. And a light brown, a copper tone, or a yellowish brown is what the word tawny means. So it means that they're a person of color. It's not a so-called white person. I'm going to read again. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. That's what you get when we say high yellow, your high yellow ass, a light brown. Or the word tawny can mean like you look at the coat of a lion. Sandy brown, or how that lion has that nice light brown tinge or tan on his coat. He says all Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusive of the newcomers. Who were the newcomers? You so-called white people. In other words, he's saying the Native Americans are what? Brown also. He didn't call them red people. That stigma of calling the Native Americans red people, that didn't exist during the early colonial times. That came later because Ben Franklin, this is 1751, when he wrote this essay. So now I'm going to read on. He said, Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusive of the newcomers. Who were the newcomers? You so-called white people. Wholly so. America was wholly so full of what? Brown people. People that were dark-skinned and people who were tawny. Right? And he says, and in Europe, the Spaniards, the Italians, the French, The Russians and the Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion. Swarthy means they're black. So the early Swedes, like we read in that article about the Swedes were seething because a documentary is about to come out saying that the early Swedes were black and had blue eyes. White people, light brown tinge or tan on his coat. He says all Africa is black or tawny, Asia chiefly tawny, America exclusive of the newcomers. Who were the newcomers? You so-called white people. In other words, he's saying the Native Americans are what? Brown also. He didn't call them red people. That stigma of calling the Native Americans red people, that didn't exist.
All right, so there you go. Bam. All right, so hope y'all been edified. All right. And Yahweh Rats out till next time. Shalom.